Today I'm going to answer a question that I am asked all the time from a whole bunch of photographers. How did I get started in brand photography? So, a little background. I started my career as a photographer in Orlando, Florida, while I was also working at a bar downtown. Shout out to Underground Public House, miss you guys. So it all started by me talking to all of the customers that would come in, discussing all their photography needs, letting them know that I could help them out with it. And one day, someone from the bar across the street from us came in and let me know that they were interested in hiring me for food photography for their new menu. And I had never done food photography before because I had barely done anything yet. But I said, yes, I will do that, because I was on a yes mode kind of vibe, and I said yes to absolutely everything that came my way. Everything. I went over to the bar, brought my camera, didn't have any lights or anything, just my camera and a lens. I was probably working with like a 50mm, not even like the 1.2, like the nifty 50 that is, I don't know, $100. So I told them I was a natural light photographer, so I would use the window, the table that's closest to the window. They brought out all the new menu items. I took all the photos and then I sent them, and they loved the photos. They were used all day long, posted on their TV screen. They were doing like a slideshow of all their promotions and their new menu. So that was pretty awesome. Everyone saw it because it was a very popular bar, and every time I'd be in there, I'd be like, those are my photos, like really proud. And of course, from that, word of mouth gets out, and I got a few more jobs doing food and beverage photography for other downtown bars and restaurants, which was so great. My next venture in brand photography, which was really product photography this time, because I was still saying yes to all the odd jobs. One of my friends came to me and told me that they needed photography for one of their clients. He ran a media business and basically linked photographers in with brands. It was for Amazon Basics toothpicks and popsicle sticks. Yeah, that's right. So I said yes, even though I did not have experience. Maybe I said I had experience, but I don't know. Either way, he gave me the opportunity. We drove out to a warehouse one day and spent like 3 hours or 4 hours, I want to say, photographing. Basically, there were like stacks upon stacks of boxes full of different size toothpicks, small ones, large ones. There were popsicle sticks. There were like picnic utensils that were all made of wood, that kind of material. And like trays and a whole bunch of things that I honestly couldn't even tell you right now. So I shot them all in different angles. They had external lights for me to use, which I was new to, so I was kind of nervous. So I did a little bit with the lights. Then I brought the setup outside and I used the natural light with some shade. Gave them a whole bunch of options, and then I sent those photos in nervously, and they liked them. So I had never seen the photos in use, but I got paid and I got, you know, good feedback. So that was good. And I got I got to dip my toes into product photography. So fast forward to where things get a little more interesting. I moved to Denver, Colorado, and I have to start completely over. So nobody knows me, I have no clients. I don't know anyone in the community, photography, models, nothing. And I start by reaching out on Instagram. I hashtag Denver models, Denver photographers, Denver creatives, everything you can think of. I start reaching out to people who I think are talented or people who I'd like to work with. And I get some hits back, but it's like a new person bothering you. A photographer asking a photographer to like hang out and shoot. Like, photographers mostly aren't into that. So I was kind of slowly starting out. And then one of my friends from Florida reached out and said that he's working for a company that is hiring photographers basically to create content. It's a website that I will not disclose the name because I'm pretty sure they've changed the name, but I won't disclose it. And so basically they're hiring photographers and they put them into connection with a bunch of different brands. And I said, yes, of course I did, why wouldn't I? So my first job from this company was for a food like a season packet seasoning packet, yeah. And basically I had to go get props, vegetables, chop them up, roast them, put the seasoning on it and make it look really beautiful and edible. And that was nerve-wracking. So I did my absolute best. I sent the photos in and I had to do a reshoot. So, oops. That's okay, you learn from your mistakes. I did a reshoot. I don't have the photos anymore, so I don't know if they were better the second time, but they paid me for those. And then from then on, I started getting like really cool brands and different shoots from that, and I got to hire models, so I got to meet people and I was giving them actual paid jobs and actual like pretty big name jobs. So I was starting to build my status in Denver, which was perfect because it's a lonely world when you don't know anyone out there. So some of the cool brands I worked for, I did like protein shakes, energy drinks, detox teas. I did a lot of liquor companies, beer, so many things I can't even think of off the top of my head. But the coolest ones that came from this company are Volvo. Volvo sent me a brand new model. They delivered it to my apartment. A brand new model of whatever year it was. I want to say it was like 2017, I want to say. Brand new model of their coolest car. I don't know what it was because I'm not a car person, to be honest, but I was super down for this job. So they delivered it to my house. I had 2 of my friends model, and we basically just drove this awesome car up into the mountains and spent the day and got like really beautiful golden hour shots, which was so epic. And then they came and they picked up the car. And the next car shoot that I got from this company was Volkswagen, which was one of my favorite brand shoots that I've done. I got to do this whole like mock road trip scenario. So I had 4 models come with us and we went up into the mountains and we did this whole awesome shoot. And I love all the photos from that. So yeah, it was pretty cool. While working for this company, I was also posting a lot of photos of models on my Instagram page, along with some of my favorite brand shots on my highlights feature. So I was getting noticed from a couple clothing brands. The Elephant Pants reached out to me and I started shooting for them pretty regularly. They would send me a whole bunch of product and I would shoot all over Colorado. And that gave me a lot of traction and notice among the cannabis industry in Denver, which was awesome because that has always been a goal for me to work in that industry when I was moving from Florida into Denver, because I know marijuana had recently been legalized and it was going to be a huge business for someone to get into, especially for photos and creating content for social media. So I had a couple companies email me and we started working together, and a lot of them I still work for 3 years later. A lot of companies started noticing me, giving me even more opportunities. So I started working a lot in the cannabis industry, a lot with CBD companies when that became bigger. When I started in photography, I kind of thought that I would mostly do like families or weddings, and this really just expanded my horizons, and I actually love doing brand work like more. My best advice for someone who wants to become a brand photographer is to put that energy out there. Once I started sharing the photos that I was taking and actually putting them on Instagram or putting them out online, that's the only way people were able to see like, oh, she's capable of this, she can do this. Because otherwise it's just, oh, she takes great pictures of really pretty models. Like, it's not all I can do, okay? But you can't just assume that people can get that. You have to let them know and give them that perception of you. So my best advice is to, if you don't already have photos, say you wanna work in the cannabis industry, go get some products, have some of your friends model or pay models, whatever you wanna do. Pay them in products, as long as they're legal age. And take awesome photos, put your own spin on it, make it your own, and then start submitting your portfolio or sharing those photos, having the hashtags, even if hashtags seem cliche, in any way that you can get them noticed. If you wanna shoot for clothing companies, say you wanna shoot for H&M, get some clothes from H&M, have some models wear them, you can return the clothes. and do like a mock campaign shoot, which is always so much fun. And guess what? You get great content for your Instagram or whatever you like to post on. So do that and tag the companies. H&M probably won't see your photos, but if they do, kudos, amazing. If they don't, everyone in your community will see those photos and you'll start getting noticed. Maybe small boutiques will notice and they'll hire you. That's happened for me for sure. Or they'll let you like use their clothes for photos, which has happened to me, and then that turned into jobs. So all kinds of things you can do, and just kind of put together a little package you can send out to everyone. Know of your worth, know what you're gonna charge for your rates, your hours, what they're worth. You have to consider taxes because you wanna be a real business. So include taxes into your payment structure. Include editing time, because as like, you know, you're on set for 2 hours, but then you go home and you're editing for like 6 hours or however long it takes you to do. And let them know how many photos they can expect from a set. Like, are you someone who really detail edits your photos? Then you're gonna give them a little bit less. If you're gonna not detail edit so much, you'll give them a little more. Whatever your package is going to be. So I really hope that this video was helpful. If I missed anything at all, just let me know in the comments, ask any questions. I will answer them the best that I can. And thank you for watching.